Taking care of pigeons and seeing them come home is its own reward. You may start with simply having pigeons in the backyard, then eventually find out about pigeon racing. The great feats of the pigeons and numerous accomplishments of other racers are very encouraging. So you say, I can do that too! However, as a beginner in the pigeon racing sport, you find out that it's not that easy. Today, let's talk about why pigeon racing is so hard for beginners compared to being a beginner in any other sport, like let's say golf, tennis, or basketball. First is competition. There is no handicap in the sport. Once you join a pigeon racing club, by default, you have to compete with the big loves, the veterans of the sport, and the best of the best in your club. There is no amateur division or lightweight class. It's like playing basketball for the first time and going against LeBron James as your first opponent. It wouldn't be a hard guess for the result of that game, isn't it? As a beginner, seeing yourself easily smashed by your opponent isn't very encouraging. Most clubs also don't have a limit of the number of birds a fancier can enter. So, you have these mob flyers who race a team of 150 birds against a beginner with only a handful of birds. Healthcare of pigeons is another hurdle for the beginner. During the racing season, for 2 to 3 months, birds from different lofts are commingled together, being exposed to all sorts of pigeon diseases. Catching some sort of disease for pigeons is inevitable. As a beginner, access to a specialized pigeon vet is not that easy. Even more, diagnosing, then treating a sick pigeon with different kinds of diseases may be too overwhelming for the newbie fancier. They may also end up missing that their pigeons are sick and end up inadvertently basketing unfit pigeons, even further spreading the disease to other pigeons in the race. Third is the racing clubs. These are the organizations who are supposed to encourage and guide the beginners in the sport. Unfortunately, most clubs just care about the money or the race. They have racing programs, racing schedules, training trucks, clocking system, but no system in place to help the newcomers. As a beginner, I've joined 3 pigeon racing clubs, and they've turned out to be early facilitators or race organizers. Again, they regularly have racing programs, but nothing to get the newbie fancier on track and improve his results. Also, races are sometimes mismanaged by the clubs as well, with bad weather releases leading to smash returns and foul play within the club. Losing all your birds in a bad weather release that could have been rescheduled, or seeing unfair race practices is very much discouraging. Hard competition, pigeon health, and not so encouraging racing clubs. How do you deal with all this? In everything in life, there are challenges, but the rewards of the sport are much more. Regarding the competition and going against the pros of the sport right away, the key is to enjoy your pigeons Enjoy the sport. Be into it for the love of the game and not the trophy. If the prizes are your only motivation, then you're setting yourself up for defeat. Regarding the results, the only results that truly matter are the results of your own loft. Compete against yourself instead of others. For example, your results were not so good for the first race. Then, try to improve on the next one. For the racing clubs, what they can do for the beginner is to reward milestones. For example, awarding a certain rank or badge for finishing a short distance race or a series of middle distance races. Then, another step or another rank for finishing middle distance races. Similar to earning belts in karate or ranks in video games. When it comes to pigeon health, the very basic foundation is vaccination. Vaccinate your birds at 30 days, and a booster shot after 2 weeks helps as well. This helps develop a robust immune system for your birds. Good loft ventilation and no overcrowding also goes a long way. Know the common diseases and how to treat them. Ask other fanciers and educate yourself about this aspect. Optimum health is a must for pigeon racing. Lastly, the not so encouraging clubs. Although a lot of clubs only care about racing, you will meet people in the club who are very much encouraging to other members. Learn from them. Get a mentor. Exchange stories and ideas. If you've got a problem with a sick pigeon or need some racing tips, be proactive and ask them. A lot of them are more than willing to help out. Although pigeon racing is a competitively hard sport for the beginner, compared to starting out in other sports, it is the easiest to win friends and widen your network. Enjoy the sport for yourself and for the pigeons, not for the trophy. The journey in itself is its own reward.